Sometimes I tend to wonder what is the use or the function or the role and responsibility of these people call themselves parliamentarians and senators in Cameroon, La Republic du Cameroon. Those one who said they represent the people of Ambazonia are the ones that are the worst enemies of the people of Ambazonia. History tells us that the parliamentarians and the house in the House of Chiefs, in the House of Representative, in the former Southern Cameroon, abandoned their positions in the House of Enugu of Nigeria in protest of the treatment of their own people. But these ones today who are in La Republic, since the beginning of the war, none of them have raised their voice. They spend their time in instead plotting against their own people, planning evil against their own people, irrespective of the mistreatment, the mass killing, extrajudicial killing, and illegal detention of their people. They don't care about anything that happening to their people. What representation can they say they do to their people than plotting against their own people they say they represent? They say they are custodians of law. They say they are lawmakers. What kind of law can they make if they don't have a voice on their own? They are full of CPGM. The opposition has no more parliamentarians. The CPGM has taken over everything. The SDF that claimed to represent the people of Ambazonia back then, through his chairman, SDF chairman Nijon Frundi, is nowhere to be found. The one thing I tend to understand is that these people don't even know what their constituency need and what they are doing in the parliament, because they have no say. They cannot pass any law, anything that can impact their own people. They are in Yaoundé. They spend time in Yaoundé. They don't know what is happening in their constituencies. Most of them, if not all, cannot even come back to their own counties and LGAs that they represent. Today, we see a lot of them claiming that things are gradually going back to normal. But you cannot go to your own constituency to see what your people are going through. You stay in Yaoundé and make fake decisions, fake laws, pass fake bills that does not affect your people, that does not represent your people. The people of Southern Cameroon did not conduct or did not take part in any elections. So all these guys, be it parliamentarians, be it mayors, be it the SDOs, the DOs, do not represent the people of Ambazonia, because the people of Ambazonia did not vote for them. There were no elections. Elections were banned in Ambazonia. These guys do not represent the people of Southern Cameroon. They represent themselves and their families in Yaoundé. That's why, if they were really for the people, the killing of the past 8 years, the torture, the torment, the mass killings, extrajudicial killings, the illegal detention of their people, they would have stood up and said enough is enough. If all these parliamentarians, all these senators can stand up one day for their people, this war would have come to an end. But the powerless, the toothless bulldogs in Yaoundé that call themselves parliamentarians and senators has no say of their own. People like Mbandam tried. The Mbandam was killed. People like uh, Honorable Weber tried. He was made to go on exile. A lot of these other people that are under the SDF tried before, they were silent. So what do you say today? Someone like Nichu, even though he's a Bamleke, he tried, but he too is silent. So we're just saying the use of this parliamentarian is to stay in Yaoundé, give false narrative, and convince the international community that we are still with La République du Cameroon. They have no business doing there, because their people do not support them. Their constituencies are not in favor of them being in Yaoundé, claiming to represent them. Can they tell us how many bills they have passed? Can they tell us how many times they have stood up in that parliament to say, hey, that war in my constituency, my people are dying? Can they tell us how many times, how many bills they have passed to favor their people? No. The 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 the, the rate of mistreatment of their own people they claim to represent is way more than words can explain. And they sit in Yaoundé claiming everything is all right. Okay, the number of people killed, the number of mass graves. Uh, we all saw the testimonies of the United Nations Committee on Torture. They lay out everything, the sufferings of their people. Uh, Lawmakers that cannot make laws, lawmakers that cannot prevent laws. What are they doing in Yaoundé? If they can prevent laws, they can say, okay, why are Southern Cameroonians being taken to Yaoundé to try in Yaoundé? What are the courts in Southern Cameroon doing in Southern Cameroon if they cannot try the people of Southern Cameroon in Southern Cameroon? They will take people from Bamenda to Yaoundé, take people from Kumba to Yaoundé, take people from Victoria to Yaoundé to try them there. What are the courts doing? These lawmakers they don't have any guts to speak up for their people. What I see, the work of the parliamentarians and members of Congress is to stand for their people, is to be part of something but because these people were not elected, they were appointed, their role is very limited. They answer to their king in Etudi. They have no say, okay? And that is a problem. When you have parliamentarians who say they represent the people, but they cannot speak for themselves, then what are you talking about? Okay? In America, in UK, you see people fighting in the parliament just for their people. Yeah? Exchanging blows in parliament. That is what you say that is what we're talking about. But the fact that these people are not representatives for the people, those who say they are in the House of Chiefs, then they have been separated. Before, we did not have the House of the Northwest House of Chiefs, Southwest House of Chiefs. We did not have that. We had the House of Chiefs in Boya, okay, and they represent the people of Ambazonia, and they pass laws, they pass a lot of bills for the people. Today, the chiefs are just a tool. The funds are just a tool to the government because they receive salary from the government instead of receiving salary from the local population that used to give or pay the House of Chiefs, right? But once you receive salary from the government of Yaoundé, tell me your own conclusion. Now, look at the setup called decentralization, and the setup they call the Grand National Dialogue, right? They told them that the chiefs are going to have what they call powers to make decisions or what. What decisions can the chiefs make in the House of Chiefs that they created? All things in paper. What kind of decentralization are they trying to say? Why, first of all, did they cancel the federal system? Is number one question that these chiefs have to ask. Why was the federal system canceled in the first place? Okay. And why are they not putting that on the table? The Grand National Dialogue that they claim passed, they went and suggested some stuff. And that Grand National Dialogue, everything that came out from that Grand National Dialogue was done by France in the French embassy. We have evidence of that. You cannot decide on the people. Today, the Grand National Dialogue is failed and is in the trash. We don't even have to talk about that anymore. But we are still talking about how these people who are in Yaoundé, they are silent They don't even know their own way. They don't even have their own powers. I don't want to blame them because they don't have powers. Okay, they don't have, but siding with the Yaoundé regime is the problem. Now, look at someone like the prime minister. The prime minister has no power on his own, and he is the prime minister, head of government. A government that you cannot even appoint somebody. The prime minister cannot appoint even one minister, but he is the prime minister, head of government. Look at it this way. The Yaoundé regime canceled the vice president position. Why? Because they did not want the Anglophone or Ambazonian to be president. Period. Because I don't see the reason why there was a vice presidential position before and it was eliminated by Biya. So that whenever there is anything, they should go through the Senate. Just look at the route they are going. Go to the Senate president, then the first vice Senate president. After the first vice, then the second assistant vice president, then the third assistant vice. Just imagine how they are using the people of Ambazonia or these Yaoundé elites, and they think that they have sense there. You cannot question that. We want but a vice president, so that even you are there, you can dream one day of becoming a president. Okay, but you guys are there. They are using you to do their things. You are not even part of their business. Okay, the Yaoundé regime, they have nominated all from left to right is Ewondo, Beti Bulu, Ebulu, Ewondo. You people cannot understand that you don't have a space there. Your place is not there. Eh? You don't have a space there. Stop fooling yourself, Anglophone, Ambazonians. You don't have a space in that in Yaoundé, in the government there, because from the military to the police to the top-ranking finance ministry positions are all occupied by the Yaoundé regime. That system of power sharing that our people were thinking about is just out of picture today. So whatever you guys are doing in Yaoundé, claiming that you guys are representing Ambazonia, please, you don't represent Ambazonia. You don't represent the people of Southern Cameroon. And because you are the people who are the real blacklegs, you are the real blacklegs, because instead of standing with your people, you are siding with the oppressor. For the past 8 years, none of you have held one press conference to stand there and say, hey, please, it's time for negotiation. The Yaoundé regime went for the failed Grand National Dialogue. They went for the Switzerland negotiation process. They ran away. You people said nothing. La Republic went for the Canadian negotiation process. That was the government of Cameroon asked the prime minister to initiate that Canadian dialogue negotiation process. It failed. You people said nothing. That is how you people have betrayed your own calling. And today you have the guts to come and say your constituencies are doing well. A word to a wise is enough. Thank you for listening.